Well, Mark, good to see you again. I'll just start with, I guess, how the transition has been from Kev into yourself now as caretaker manager of the team.
Yeah, the dynamics hasn't really changed too much. Obviously, Kev and Ryan had a discussion regarding Kev going back into playing, and I think it's difficult to do both. So that was the decision being made. Kev needs to be in kind of player mode. So, like I said, the dynamics haven't changed too much. Kev's still there in the morning meetings. He's in there with me now in the afternoon meetings, talking about the best way to go about the game. So, Kev's voice in the changing rooms with the players and the staff is massive. So, we work together collectively like we've always done when we've been put in that situation with Kev in charge or now me in charge. And like I say, we do the best for the club, and that's to try and get a result on Saturday.
So, if anything, really, it's not that much of a transition, if at all.
No, obviously today, instead of Kev kind of doing a little bit of both on the training fields, it's down to me to lead the session and full focus on, like I say, what the information that we need to get across, and Kev's just focus on playing and implementing the information that gets given. He always has been a voice on the pitch, but because he's seen it from the other side now, I suppose that's going to help the group as well.
And how, for you, obviously you've been involved in the whole of this really, from when Mark was in charge and then Kevin yourself now. Just how have you found that? Because I imagine there's been quite a lot of change.
Yeah, a lot of change. Kev wanted to do it a little bit different to how Mark and Glyn wanted to do it. So, in terms of how Kev works, is similar to myself. So we've created a good relationship, a good working relationship as well. So a lot of the things that Kev wanted to do is similar to the thoughts of myself. So yeah, it's changed. Obviously, you've seen probably that in the performances from it. So he wants to play the game a little bit different. Does Kev? He wanted to get a little bit more pressure on the ball. So like I said, there's not too much different to how I would have done it when Kev came in.
And with that, then we're not expecting to see radical changes come Saturday.
No, I don't think so. Obviously, two results didn't go the way we wanted them to go. But apart from that, I think the performances, especially Wrexham, probably seen the best performance from the group, probably all season, if I'm going to be honest. So there's not too much change needed. There's a few little tweaks that obviously I might have implemented, which Kev might have done a little bit different. But obviously I've been put in a position, so I get the opportunity to make them decisions.
Just actually focusing on the games that you've referenced there, and the Wrexham game in particular, just how good you were that afternoon. What do you think maybe changed between then and MK Dons Sutton?
I think that the way that Wrexham played suited us as well. We knew it would be kind of a battle, a fight, and in terms of how we got the press set up right. I think against MK there were I think a short turnaround in terms of, I guess, Wrexham we got 2 days to work. So a 1 day turnover because the players are resting. You can't get nowhere near the information to the players as you'd like, and obviously MK, new manager, different way of playing, and just on the day it just didn't go the way I wanted it to go, and that's football. They was a better team on the day as well. If tactics change, etc., I think on the day that they get the right result.
Yeah. Just in terms of the squad state right now, fitness-wise, any team news going into Saturday?
Positive, obviously. Chappie got through 45 minutes. I thought he was great. To be fair, he showed his quality that he's got. Still needs to improve on his fitness levels, which he knows, we know as a coaching team. But he's again come back into the change rooms, being part of the squad. He gives the team a lift. Verdane is getting closer. We was on the 4G today because of the rain, so V was doing some work individually with the S&C staff. So V's getting closer. He'll probably want to push it a little bit, but we need to get it right in terms of when Verdane comes back. But again, people like Verdane returning are always going to push the players, especially the forward players, performances. Yeah.
Obviously, Matty Platt came off against Sutton, and I think Kev said afterwards he didn't really understand what the injury was, other than that it meant he had to come off. Yeah. What's the situation?
Yeah, I don't think Platt knew quite at that moment. I think it was, looking back, I think a clash. Yeah. And he just stumped his toe a little bit. So yeah, I think Platt trained today, so it wasn't. We didn't expect it to be a big one, but on the day, he just couldn't put any pressure on his standing foot. So yeah, like I say, Platy trained today, so he's in contention for the squad.
And finally, just how is Alex Patterson progressing?
It's progressing well. Pato, maybe did he come back a little bit early? We don't know. We can't give you the answer. Pato were feeling good. He actually kind of played a few games, got a few minutes. So in terms of his return to play, I suppose it was the right thing, but we just can't take that risk with Pato this time. We need to give him the full duration of time to recover before, especially the way he plays. You've seen him. He's obviously great for the team. How his energy, how he presses the ball, how he makes forward runs, and somebody so dynamic like that, you just can't risk bringing him back too early.
Yeah. You mentioned the forward line, and obviously Tyler Smith on Tuesday got a hat-trick, which is obviously a great moment for him. And I think, again, Kev said afterwards that it was probably a bit of a relief for him just after how things have been recently. Yeah,
I think we all wanted Tyler to score, but to go and get three was fantastic for him. It's like all strikers, they're probably confidence players. So, the way Tyler trains every day and how he applies himself, obviously the formation we've been playing with one up top, he's found it kind of difficult at times because of the threat that Cookie has to the oppositions. But for Tyler, it is great. It's only going to be better for the team just because of him full of confidence. If he starts, if he comes off the bench, we know he's going to make an impact.
Does he push for a start then, given what he did on Tuesday?
I think a lot of them did themselves kind of favours to be pushing for that starting 11. Obviously, Tyler scoring the goals, the threat that he gives you is a little bit different. So, yeah, it's something to think about.
Just finally, from me, Mark, I mean, obviously you're in this role again. As far as you understand it, is there any time scale on it, or is it just a game-by-game situation for you?
Obviously, after speaking to Kev and Ryan, it's more of a short-term thing. The club want to make the right decision, and I know a statement went out the other day, so the club needs to make the right decision, and they're working hard behind the scenes to make sure that decision is the right one for the next manager who comes in. All I can do and Kev can do and the coaching and playing staff is to perform on Saturday and try and get through in the FA Cup.
Best of luck with it, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mark, about Verdane getting closer, I mean, obviously Andy Cook had a breather during the week again. I mean, presumably when Verdane back, that'll be good for Cookie, won't it? Because he probably needs that challenge.
Yeah, in terms of last season, Verdane was pushing Cookie. They were pushing each other. There were games where Verdane started, Cookie was on the bench, and that competition, especially when there's similar players in regards to how they play, keeping the ball up there, aerially strong. I just think that pushes Andy Cook, and Verdane would obviously be looking to do that as soon as he's fully fit.
I was going to say, because there was that month, obviously, was it January when Verdane played the whole month, started, and Andy was coming off the bench, and then you sort of saw his response once he got back in the team, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's only right. I think if you come into a football club like Bradford City and not getting pushed for your position, I think we're doing something wrong behind the scenes. So, but we have got that competition. We've got a different threat in Tyler as well. So we try to, we've got a couple of different threats that we can offer opponents. So yeah. The quicker we get Verdane back, the better for the group, in my opinion.
And for yourself, obviously, you've been through this situation before. I mean, having been through it before, does that sort of make it a bit less sort of uncertain? Because it's almost like a day-to-day basis of what's happening next, sort of thing.
Yeah. I think in the past, I always no clarity in regards to was I going to take the management job or not when the results was going well. I think now after having the conversation with Ryan, it is a short term. I know that. So I know that I'm trying to prepare the team as well as I can, and knowing that a new manager, will be appointed.
And presumably, if you can sort of hand a winning team to the new manager, it's job done, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully, kind of Kev's done that with me, so a bit of pressure on me to do the same.
And the game itself, League One opposition, good League One opposition, good challenge. Yeah,
very good challenge. I think we've got to give Wycombe the right respect. There's going to be times a little bit different to obviously Man City were, but there's going to be times where they're going to have the ball, and we've got to be good when we win the ball back and transition. I think we've got to be clinical. We've got to keep the ball better than we have done in previous games. But yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge, but a challenge that we're all ready for.
So it's a good tie to have, because saying to Harry Chapman, it's nice to break away from the norm, playing a team from a different level, isn't it? So you can sort of the pressure's off a little bit, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. But I think playing a team from above, there's different challenges. Obviously, there's should be kind of better opposition, so it's a better challenge for the players. And I think this group of players, they seem to perform better when they're playing against the top teams. So we're looking forward to it. We'll be ready for it, and like I say, we'll try and get a result.
As you say, you referenced the Wrexham game. Stockport earlier in the season. You say it do seem to sort of raise the game for find that next step for the better teams.
I think naturally you do as a player. FA Cup opportunity to get to the next round. There's not much motivation that I need to give the players. They know what they want to kind of their performance levels is going to be high. I don't need to push that from my side.